Welcome back to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Very happy now to be joined by the starting center for your Cleveland Browns, Luke Wypler. Luke, good to see you.
Thank you for having me. Good to see you, too.
I know that nobody ever wants it to be under these auspices, but you're a football player, and you've been a starter. You get to do that again. You started one game already this year. Now another opportunity really for the rest of the way to show what you can do. How excited are you?
Very excited. Like you said, it's very unfortunate how it happened, and my thoughts and prayers are out to Ethan, and hopefully, all his recovery goes very well. But I'm excited for the opportunity, and excited to kind of show what I can do for the rest of the year.
What have you learned kind of these last few years being behind a guy like you?
Oh, there's so much. He is a consummate professional. Showing up every day, preparing the way he does, picking his mind in the meeting room, on the field. I couldn't have gotten luckier to be behind a guy like him, and I'm just so happy and that he welcomed me in with open arms and helped me out the way he did. And, I'm just really excited to kind of go show all the things he taught me.
Have you ever been around a center that big before?
No, Ethan's definitely a rare.
He's the tallest center there's got to be.
Yeah, he's definitely a rare breed when it comes to that. But with that comes also some luxury that he has, and some things he's taught me about. Being able to play long and do things like that he was able to do and has made a career of doing.
All right, so now you get to show. Let's go to last week. You hop into the game, and it's a point where, okay, we're going to be throwing it. They've got Simmons, obviously, on their defensive line. They were running a bunch of different games and everything. You hop in there, according to the the next-gen stats and everything, 20 pass blocking snaps. You didn't allow a single pressure. That's good tape that you put out there. I'm sure you're happy with that. What did you kind of think going through it in the moment and then when you went back and watched it on tape?
Going out there, it's no fun to be sitting there for a couple hours in the cold weather and then having to go out there and play. So just trying to get my body warm and get my mind right. And, it definitely helps when you have a guy like Joel Bitonio and, Tevin next to you and guys that have played a lot of football in this league.
Yeah.
And, bring a little calming sense and presence to the huddle and just be able to get my nerves and get my focus together. They were huge in that. And just being able to play next to them, having been able to communicate and see the game the way they see it has been awesome. So they were a huge help. And, all of the five of us working together made it happen.
I was talking to Shador about this too. He's a guy that, his whole life he had been a starter. You come from your time starting down at Ohio State, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a second, this isn't my routine. I don't even understand what's going on anymore. To kind of go back to that comfort, which is what you've done so long, how nice is that?
Yeah, it's great. I always say that even when I was backing up Ethan, I prepared every week like I was starting because you never know in this league.
100%.
One thing can happen and you're in the game. So going into this week, I try not to change too much because I've been doing what I've had to do as if I was the starter.
Yeah.
So just continue with my routine, continue with my prep, and just get ready to play on Sunday now.
How big of a difference is it, though, getting the reps? Like actually being the guy getting the reps?
It is nice. It is nice during the week to be able to get the reps with the ones and being able to see the defensive looks and not just be able to see it on film, be able to see it with your own eyes through the face mask has been great. So I'm just trying to bank all those as much as I can and learn every day.
All right, let's talk about some things that you love. You mentioned pizza earlier, so we'll get to that in a second. But I know because I get to be on the field and observe you warming up every week, and we talked about it. You love rugby.
Yeah.
So take people through who don't even know, or maybe they had seen your kind of the way that you choose to warm up for every game with your rugby ball.
Yeah, it's a thing I kind of discovered last year when I was recovering from my injury on my leg, and I was having a hard time, just trying to learn how to run again and doing all those things, dorsiflexion, knee over toe, and I went back to something that I was very familiar with, rugby, a sport I grew up playing. My dad got me into it at a very young age, and it was something that kind of just not made me be an athlete. I'm not so much thinking of pointing my toe, getting my shin over my toes, all that kind of stuff. Just having the rugby ball in my hands just made me start being an athlete, and the running came naturally. And it was something fun, kick it around, go and chase it, just kind of like a dog and a ball.
Yeah, that's what you do. Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly it. And it just makes me, move and cut and kind of squat to kind of scoop it. Makes my ankle and everything work in different ways that was great for, getting back in the swing of things. And I've just carried it over now to my little pregame warm-up and gets me my muscles going a little bit and makes me feel like an athlete. So.
I would imagine in season it's a little bit tougher, but I know some of the rugby league. Are you a rugby union or a rugby league guy?
I'm a rugby union guy.
Okay,
rugby
so the traditional.
Rugby league's a little too fast for me.
Okay.
I've only ever really played rugby union, 15s and even sometimes 7s as a kid. That was a lot of running and a lot of space, and for a big guy was not friendly. But I played a lot of rugby union and still a huge fan, and try to keep it with as much as possible.
Who do you have a squad, and then do you watch any like the World Cups? Obviously, I imagine America, but do you have an international squad?
Yeah, obviously I'm a big Eagles fan, and I watch a lot of the World Cup. My family actually went a couple years ago to the Rugby World Cup, and they're huge rugby fans. And my international squad is the All Blacks.
Of course.
They are the
That's-
marquee team in the world, and I'm a huge fan of them. And yeah, that's kind of
Does Canterbury still make all the kits?
Yes, they do. Yeah, Canterbury, and they're pretty much the main people. Yeah.
Yeah. So I as I had told you before, but my dad played for a side out of the Bay Area. Hastings was what it was called, and traveled the world. So like when I was a kid, we would go to Cardiff and meet people that he played rugby with,
awesome.
and Ireland, and so I had all those kits, and always the Canterbury logo
Yeah.
and All Blacks. I had Ireland, England, obviously Wales, and then I had the All Blacks for my kits as a
almost
little
the
kid.
Six Nations right there.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's pretty cool. Yeah, my dad was the same way. He played him till he was 50. Crazy guy.
Okay.
And same thing. He would travel all over the place. We would always, as a kid, go up to Lake George, and that was like a big trip every year to that tournament. And me and all the other kids would be on the sideline trying to make our own little game go, and that's kind of how I got.
I imagine
into
you
it.
were formidable.
Yeah.
You're a burly man.
I was a big kid, but when you're playing, I was probably like 7 or 8, and there's like 14-year-olds. Didn't vote so well in my favor sometimes, but taught you how to get licked and get back up. So
For sure. What position did your dad play?
my dad played second row and 8.
Okay.
And he kind of every once in a while maybe prop, but he was more of a second row.
My
guy.
dad was a hooker,
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
and now his shoulders are
Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah.
shot.
A lot of overhead throws.
Completely shot. Yeah, completely shot. What did you say you played?
I played 8 and fly half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fly half.
Yeah. When I played up when I was a little kid, I had to play 5s. I was a little quicker, but not as big. So
Is that something that you want to do post career? Is get back in the mix?
maybe see how much tread's left on the tires
Yeah,
and
right.
see if I can give it another go.
Do you think people understand? You're playing football and it is a physical game, but you guys get to wear pads and helmets.
Yeah.
Like rugby is a very physical game, and it's you.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is definitely two different sports to at least. And I always say, football, you feel more protected, so you hit a little harder. And whereas as rugby, you kind of protect yourself when you tackle. There's a lot more technique to it, a lot more kind of give with when you make contact.
Yeah.
And you don't use your head really. You go cheek to cheek and you try to wrap and roll as best you can. And it's a different sport altogether. And it's definitely, playing rugby growing up and transition to football as I got older definitely taught me some fundamentals that to this day I still use.
Yeah. So you never crossed paths with the Scottish Hammer. He's now the punter
No, I never
for
have.
the Giants, but he was a
Very
big rugby guy.
formidable, yeah.
He would sometimes have some real nice hits on, a kick
yeah.
return or something or a punt return because he was a rugby guy. He was a rugby guy. All right. So you say you love pizza from Jersey.
Of course.
I mean, so it's in the blood. So what is okay, let's just go from a topping standpoint.
Oh, no.
What's your go-to?
Oh, you're going to get me in trouble here. Well,
there's no judgments here. Taste is subjective.
No, back home, if I say this, I'm getting kicked out of the place. I'm a big pineapple and ham.
Pineapple on pizza.
Yeah,
okay, so
that
a little
is-
Hawaiian.
A little Hawaiian. That is my go-to.
So you like the sweetness.
I do like the sweetness, the little
And the salt of the ham.
sauce. Yeah, it's all my favorite.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, not at all. I just get judged very hard back home. It's like it's a crime to say.
Yeah, I always say taste is subjective. Like if
Yes.
I'm having, you go order whatever pizza you want. I'm gonna eat this pizza.
No,
there's
exactly.
There's enough pizza for you.
I
to
always
have.
say if you don't try it, you can't hate it.
I in college, I went to Emory in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And Emory in Atlanta, it was called the Emory card, and that's where kind of like your funds were for the year. The Domino's off of campus, which at the time, this is back in to date myself, I'm an old man now, but was the number one grossing Domino's in the country because everybody there would just be, or you'd use your money and you'd get pie. So we tried everything under the sun. I ended up liking, like my go-to was pepperoni and mushroom, like no doubt. That is my standard. That's how I would judge a pizza place. But I like obviously Hawaiian, but then we would get into a pepperoni and pineapple, which I thought was a very nice.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, that was a nice treat. You might have to roll that in.
I might have to slide that in every once in a while. That sounds really good.
Have you found a pizza place here you really like?
Oh yeah, El Rion. Yeah, I'm a.
You might run into the old head coach there.
Oh yeah, that is my favorite place. Anytime I have friends, I'm like, listen guys, I know it's Clinton Pizza, but you're gonna give it a try.
Oh, that is legit
and
pizza.
that is legit pizza. And Brian, the owner, he's from Jersey.
Yeah.
Metuchen and Jersey City guy, so he knows how to make a good pizza with good crust. It is by far my favorite place.
I even think when you're in there, you feel like
oh
you're
my
in
god, yeah, it brings
New
you
York,
right
New
back.
Jersey. Yeah.
Brings you right back.
Yeah. How do you get back to Jersey often?
I try doing the off season. I'll say a lot more. I still have friends and family all there, so it's always nice to go back. But I have pretty much a 48-hour rule when I'm there. It's great for the first 48 hours to see everybody, and then
It's like Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. And then the minute I start sitting in about an hour of traffic, I'm like, I'm ready to go back.
I'm ready to go back.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you've been an Ohio guy for a while.
Yeah,
now.
no, almost over half a decade now. So yeah, it's been a while, and I love it. So.
Where is this game going to rank in terms of your all-time cold games?
I'll tell you after the game. We'll find out. Hopefully the weather forecast changes
It's wrong.
a little bit.
Yeah, but if it's like negative 10 wind chill,
It's going to be cold. I think the last time I was in Chicago, we played Northwestern. It was like sideways rain. It was one of those games where I think there's like a clip where we kicked the field goal and the ball just like stopped in midair and started going backwards. So that one's up there. So I have a soft spot for Chicago weather, to say the least.
Yeah. So this is a game now, and unfortunately for us, we know that our season in terms of the postseason is over at this point, but there's obviously a lot to play for, and people are playing for their jobs, for their roles, and to say, I want to be a part of this solution here in Cleveland. But you're going against teams now the next few weeks that are very much in the mix. Like, for example, the Bears, if they win this game versus they lose, I think it's a 30% swing in their playoff probability. Then you're going to have the Bills. Then you're going to have the Steelers. Is that fun to get back into, kind of when you're getting the absolute best from the people across from you? And there are stakes, even though people might not. There are huge stakes.
Yeah, no, I mean, for us, there's huge stakes. I think for everyone out there playing, this is just a great opportunity to go and play some football and win the game. And I think that's our objective and our motive. And no matter what they're playing for, we're playing for the same thing. We're playing to go out there and win. So, what they're playing for has no thought of mine. I just want to go out there and try to get a win.
Absolutely. And for you, kind of what goals have you set for yourself here? You've got 4 games, to kind of start to close out. It'll be the first time you've gotten that opportunity to go 4 in a row.
Yeah.
What are your goals for yourself?
Go and try to play some winning football. I think that is, as a team, that is my main goal. And, it takes everyone to go do that. And I'm really excited to get the opportunity.
When you kind of have watched on tape and stuff, because, we've got a great Ohio State Buckeye running back behind you and Quinshon Judkins, what do we have to do to get him a little bit more breathing room, as it were?
Q's a great back. You saw what he was able to do down in Columbus, and now pretty much all of this year. The momentum he's carried throughout the year and the way he runs the ball is exciting. And for us, we're trying to give him the most space to go make a play. And I think the more, we get in there and be able to get our hat on the hat, he's going to make some big ones break. So
yeah, that's what we certainly want to see. What can you learn from a quarterback just by being in the huddle with him?
His cadence, the way he says a play, all that kind of stuff. It's just the little things that your ear picks up, and every second, every word really counts.
What was it like being in there, kind of, because you came in right when it was like it's go time, right?
Yep.
We're going up and down the field here. What was it like being in there with Shador and finally getting to really get a sense of how he operates?
Yeah, it's kind of cool, from the preseason being with him to now, see the way he's grown and as an operator on the field, the way he's able to handle the offense and get us all to the right plays and the right checks. He's done a great job being able to handle everything, and I'm just excited to see how he grows game by game.
If you were still at Ohio State with now the way that this playoff has expanded, you got Big Ten championship games that don't really mean anything. How would you have kind of thought about the way the playoff has changed and everything as a player?
Yeah, I think it's great for the sport. Anytime you can get these marquee matchups with the best teams in the country to play against each other, I think it's great television, and I'm really excited to see what the Buckeyes are able to do this year. Hopefully we go back-to-back.
Don't you feel like it?
Oh, it has to be.
It
has to be.
When you're a team that's got, and I know some of these guys aren't going to be eligible, but if you're a team that's got guys, if you were to say everybody's eligible, they've got probably 6, maybe 7 of the top 20 picks in the draft coming out.
I hope so. They are very, very talented all across the board. So, it starts in the trenches. I'm excited to see what the boys are able to do. It's 2 weeks now?
Yeah, 2 weeks now. All right, If you get a win, hopefully you'll get back here in time Sunday night. We'll celebrate with a little pepperoni and pineapple for you.
We'll do.
Luke, thanks so much for the time. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.